All right, hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to do our Dephemerember junk journal flip through. This will be the last video for Dephemerember 2023. First we'll start here. So this was what I did for the friendship bracelet prompt. I just made a couple of these little friendship bracelets and attached a couple of little charms with it. I did use some of the scrap paper sent to me by my scrap swap partners to make some of the charms for that. And that's just a little tassel on the side of our book for a little extra texture. This is the cover that I made for our book. It does use a bunch of washi tapes. This is a window from the Tim Holtz collection. Also, the Collector of Curiosities I thought was just basically perfect for the whole prompt idea of Dephemerember, and of course some of my little paper flowers. And when we open it here, we have our little prompt list that I turned into a master board to help me write. I did leave. You'll see throughout the journal, I have printed and stuck down the wonderful comments that all of you left for me. This little tuck spot I did using a Your Creative Studio box, and then just some lovely comments from you guys. This was the first prompt, which was butterfly and 3 torn things, and I used foil. This is like the baking foil, and then some Tim Holtz fabric and some paper were my 3 torn things, and I put a little tassel on this as well with a couple of charms. And this is a paperclip bookmark. Some more of your comments. This was the prompt for Selfie in a Bubble, and I made this little envelope with multiple pockets. So there's actually 3 different pockets here, and then I just used some scrap to make this little card. For all of these prompts, I also wrote down whose scrap I used and, you know, my process and, you know, what I was thinking about while I was making them. So we have that. And I do have a couple of blank pages in here still. And that's fine because it gives me a little extra journaling space. And also in case I already noticed that I got a couple of comments that I was not able yet to print out and put it in here. So that's what I'll use those spaces for. This was the card that Barbara sent me when we did the swap. So I wanted to keep that in there. And then I got a couple new, you'll see on a few pages that I got a couple new mediums to play with, and I just kind of put them down randomly where I thought it was okay to do so, like there's red in this, so, you know. This was for the prompt, Christmas, Halloween meets Christmas, and I just did a really cute little journaling card with the bats flying instead of reindeer and this giant skeleton helping hang the Christmas lights. That one was a lot of fun. Here, this is just a little pocket that Robin made that she sent to me in our scrap swap, and I wanted to include that, so I'll have to find something to put in there. And then this was for the prompt, Me and My Crush, and it's just a little flip out. Oops. I knocked down one of my glues. Sorry about that. And we do have a little tuck spot here, so you can put, you know, movie tickets, or, you know, if you go out to a like a museum or something, you can keep those in there. And this was for the prompt Robot Mushroom, just a little journaling card, and I used some metal pieces I actually drew the mushrooms myself and just used some of my watercolor to give it a little bit of color there. I have some more comments. This was for the bunny. So this was this guy, and it was plaid and polka dots, please touch. So I made this little unstuffed bunny who's going to keep me company on my desk. I love him. Very cute. And so this one was, I think was this for magical creatures? Hold on, let me grab my prop list. Yeah, this was the one that I made for magical creatures, and this is a little accordion style journal that I just thought was super cute. And we've got our little fairies in there. This was one of my favorite ones to create. I had a lot of fun with this. I love making little things like that. And this I just had scrap left over from creating other times. So here we have, this was the Vintage Meets Modern. And I got this idea from Louisa Hansel for her Halloween make for Tim Holtz, one of her Halloween makes. She used the paper dolls and kind of mismatched their faces and stuff. But I've got like a modern city skyline and an old vintage style looking building, old vintagey car, new car. The scraps I used just add a little bit of texture. So that one was a lot of fun. And we'll get into the second signature now. This was my kintsugi houses. I also had a ton of fun with this one, but it took way longer than I was expecting it to. So I have these little journaling cards here, and then hiding back here, we have the little skunk with his little skunk house. And I thought that was just really cute. I did end up having extra of these, and that just goes right into my scraps. Like for when I'm building journals, just things I can throw in that are pre-made and ready. This was a lovely card that Barbara sent me in our scrap swap that I included. And then here, this was Nature's Treasure. And I just made a little card with the jelly plate and then used some cheesecloth and some fabric paper, and I stamped out our little bird and used some of my dried and pressed hydrangeas. If you guys are interested in seeing the process for any of these, I will link my whole Dephemerember playlist below, so you can check those out if you missed them. This one is for Recycled Fairy, and I just made these two little fairies on our belly band so I can put something back in there at some point. Here is our salvaged birds. This one, I was not sure what to do at first. I kind of wanted to find like metal pieces and make a bird out of like scrap metal pieces, but I had absolutely nothing to use for that. So instead I gave them this kind of metallic-y look by using the Tim Holtz embossing glaze in Vintage Photo. And I really ended up loving how these ones turned out, even though I mean, I had no idea what I was going about when I first started it, so ended up really happy with those results. Some more lovely comments from you guys. This one, this one was for the Forgotten Snacks, and I made this little envelope kind of tuck spot with little tags in them that I used some vintage style gum wrappers and wafer wrappers to make. So that one was a lot of fun too. That one I actually knew what I was going to do basically as soon as I saw the prompt list, so that was fun. This is just a little nice note that I received from Jamie, who is also one of my scraps partners. And this is the one that almost broke me. I was so over it. I just could not figure out what I wanted to do, how I got this to work. I did end up figuring it all out, but this was the Clocks and Wings prompt. And I ended up really happy with it. I really like it. I enjoy the colors, even though they're so far off from what I usually use. And I'm glad I didn't give up on it. But yeah, this one was a bunch of struggle. So if you want to see me struggle, that's a good video to watch. This here was our spaghetti box window prompt. And I used a lasagna box and just kind of did collaging and decorating around it. I wanted this one to be a little simpler, but I think it's really cute. I love the way it turned out. So that one was fun. And then this I made from another one of my videos. I just mass made a bunch of these pockets. This is what I was keeping my scraps for the month. And one more thing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Set that to the side. And for the surprise prompts from Effie, we had, the first one was door, and I made this really cute little door using some rose gold die cuts. I used rose gold on the inside of the windows, this cute little paper doll holding her key to the door. And the second prompt, well, there were 2 second prompts. So Louisa got dreams and Barbara got past. And I've been wanting to make myself a dream journal for quite a while. So I finally just said, you know what? Louisa's prompt works with it, so I'm gonna go for it. So I used the door to make the cover for this journal. I have already written down a few dreams, as you can see, but yeah, so now I just have this little dream journal that sits by my bed. I get to keep Dephemerember with me all year round. And yeah, so let's grab these. Oh, we forgot to put our prompt list back in. Let me do that really quick. There we go. So yeah, I really enjoyed this Dephemerember. This was the first one that I got to take part in. I did not feel like I'd have the time in previous years to be able to do this, but this year I felt it was a lot more doable since there were only 4 prompts a week. And then, of course, the 2 surprise prompts from Effie. But yeah, I definitely thought it was more doable this year, so I finally took part in it, and I am so glad that I did. I had an absolute blast with all of this, even when I was struggling. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you missed any of my videos or you're curious, you know, if this is the first time you're tuning in, if you want to see my process for any of these, I will link my Dephemerember playlist down below. So yeah, I had a lot of fun creating this. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who joined me for this journey. It was great to meet so many of you, and I absolutely adored all of your comments. I will be keeping up with those and adding them to the journal here. So yeah, this will be a great little memory for me. I had so much fun with this and made some new friends. So I want to say thank you so much for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.